What's up, guys? It's Brian from Ashware Hub. It's about 10 after 9 a.m. Eastern Time, January 28, 2018. We're coming to you with a brand new Bitcoin trading video for today. And yeah, but first, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, upvote, re-steam if you guys are on Steemit and or DTube. And if you're not, links are down below. Also, if you're not on our Facebook group, the link is down below too. Totally sign up on those platforms. And yeah, let's get right into it here. So what happened overnight? We're looking at a daily chart, but let's kind of zoom in here a little bit more to a 4-hour chart. And the market decisively has gone through this blue resistance line. Okay, this blue resistance line. You can see. So people always ask, well, why do you draw all these resistance lines? I'll show you. And I say it over and over again. The market can exhibit many patterns at the same time. So look what happened here. Okay, this candle tested this line. This candle, this is the top of this bearish channel, right? Bearish flag. Tested this line. Tested the line here. Tested the line here. Oh, now it tested the blue line here, right? And then here, this candle went through. This candle went through. Not only did it go through the blue line, but it also went through the channel, and it tried to reach the top of this 12,050. Okay, and basically, I could say it pretty much bounced off the 12,050, even though it didn't really touch it. But you know, you have to kind of think of these lines as ranges, not really as a hard line per se. And then the market got rejected right off of that line, and this is where we stand right now. And maybe the market may then start going ahead and start using this blue line now as support. I still do feel that this bearish flag is still in effect, and I think what had happened is the market got so excited that it pierced through this, and it wanted to get to the 12,050 line, which it somewhat missed. But you know, again, if you use this as a range, you can say the power of the line is actually impacts the market on a range. Okay, so it got rejected. Now it's coming back down again. Again, this may possibly be used as resistance. And just to zoom out here for a second to see where this line comes from. Again, if you saw my Ethereum video yesterday, you have to draw your own charts. Use whatever charting program you want, but you have to draw your own charts, and you'll understand a lot more about what's going on here. So, what could possibly happen from here? What could possibly happen from here? I'm going to pause this for a second. Okay, so we could possibly come back down to the blue line and possibly ride this coming down from here. I don't believe that we have sufficient volume to break a line like this right this second. Doesn't mean that it couldn't happen. It totally could happen. And what happens if it does happen? Well, we have this D. There are alternate counts that I am looking at from more of a kind of global perspective here, but I'm not bringing them up just yet. I want to see what happens at D if we get to D. So what's going to happen? So I have D drawn here. I don't think we're going to, if we do kind of break this right now, I don't think we're going to make it right here. I think possibly this may come closer around here with respect to time. What does that mean? That means E probably moves down too. I can hear a lot of you already getting upset. I just have to tell you it how I see it. It's really as simple as that. That's just how I see things. So things are sliding across, and remember if I had said in another video, where could this thing possibly end? Well, this channel, this wedge, whatever we want to call it, I mean, comes out all the way to March. This is like, first, second week of March. Yeah, it could get extended to there. It totally could. And, actually, I would be pretty happy about it. I would be, backing up the truck and loading up, along these levels here. These levels also correspond, remember, to, these levels here. Okay, this level here and this level here, which are all, resistance zones. And I would not be surprised if I drew Fibonacci from the absolute bottom to the top here. I would not be surprised that these are significant Fibonacci levels. So yes, so I'm looking for the market to run up to D, and when it runs up to D, to see what happens. Now, if it runs up to D and you have not taken profit, in other words, you have not de-risked, I would de-risk. Okay, I can only tell you what I would do based on the analysis that I see. I would de-risk. It's worked very well for me, and it's worked very well for others that that I speak to. Primarily in my professional life in the past. So that's the way in which I go about doing things. Yes, it could go to D and it could continue to run up, but I would like to see that confirmation. But I don't really need to raise capital at D because I already started raising capital all over here. Okay, all over here. And then when actually the market came down to this level here and bounced back up again, I started raising some more capital right here. So I'm sitting on a ton of cash. And not only that, when we had gone ahead and hit some levels around here, okay, and over here, I started purchasing a little bit as well from shorter term perspective. So when D does come up here, if it does come up here, I'll go ahead and start raising some capital based on the trades that I had done around this level right here. Now you may be getting upset. Why didn't I tell you I was trading around these levels? I can't tell you I was trading around these levels. I can only tell you what my analysis says, and then you have to take that analysis and you have to go ahead and then utilize this and as part of your analysis program and make your decisions on your behalf. I can't tell you when to trade and when not to trade. Not only legally I can't tell you, but everyone has a different risk tolerance. Everyone has a different style. So I can't tell you exactly what I'm doing because it may not be, appropriate for your style and for your risk tolerance. So, yeah, this is where we think D possibly may come out. Actually, probably a little bit over here more. And again, I would be looking for a significant pierce up. I'd be looking for the market to really start testing this green line here, and then some evidence of it moving back up again. Okay, or if the market would be coming up here and then there's some sort of correction, okay, because I would need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a motive wave out of here in order to say, okay, yes, this whole thing is over, at least for the short term. So I would look to see kind of a large move up, like an impulse up, and then a correction, and start buying on that correction, with the assumption of it moving back up again. So if it doesn't, if it turns around and starts going back down, where will we have support? We'll have support on this line here, this 12,050. We'll have support on this line here, the 11,150. For right now, that's what we see with regards to the pattern. So one of the things I'd like to note is that if we run up to D and then we come back down again, a lot of these other lines that we have drawn in here are no longer really in effect. Okay, and depending on where D happens, stop for a sec. Okay, depending on where D happens, we start running out of resistance line. So let's say, for example, D didn't happen here, but D happened like here, right? So this resistance line right here, excuse me, this line here right here, which could be possibly support, you know, if D is like somewhere over here, let's call this 12,870, right? If D is over here, then we have less resistance lines, right? So less resistance lines means that the market can fall down much faster. Not something I would be opposed to. I wouldn't mind it. I would actually welcome it. So there's actually more other scenarios on a larger perspective what this may be, but I really want to see a little bit more what's going on here. Everybody's been, you know, lighting up all sorts of social media platforms and YouTube and all these other things about talking about, literally, what are they talking about? They're talking about this candle right here, which I think is kind of silly. Okay, we've had similar sized candles all over the place. It's kind of silly to me. So the only significance I could say is that, okay, we broke through a whole bunch of resistance lines, and then we got rejected at this line. So interesting to see what's going to be happening over the next few days. Are we going to be making a run up to D here? Are we going to be coming back down again? And we're coming back down again. You know, in what fashion are we going to? You know, I see, like I've been saying for a while, I see bearish flags all over the place. That just tells me, obviously, we're pointing down. But the market seems to be running up a little bit, especially with regards to this one candle right here. So we're going to leave it there for right now. If you guys have any questions, let us know. And happy trading.